On behalf of the SAC, the Statewide Advisory Council, we wanted to thank our RAC members and all of you for your flexibility in merging our annual retreat into this very important summit. We trust that you will integrate what was discussed today into your RACs so that you can partner with the department towards racial justice. At the statewide level, please know that the SAC plans to do the same. And then Commissioner Katz, I've occasionally thought about writing a note to you. So I've occasionally thought about writing a note to you to thank you. That I have this opportunity to thank you in person and publicly is truly an honor. Please know that as a woman, a white woman, and as a person committed to being an agent of change, I thank you for being a role model who has courageously and compassionately led all of us on a journey towards racial justice in our child welfare system. I dare to disagree with Maya Angelou just a bit. Commissioner, we will not forget what you have done. On behalf of the SAC, we thank you, and we will continue the path that you have started.
And first, let me begin actually by thanking Elizabeth Duryea, whom you all know is our chief of staff, but without whom nothing happens. Nothing. Where is she? There she is. She has taken on an incredible responsibility in trying to control me. And it's No, she hasn't. I was getting the emails last night at 11 o'clock and then again at 5:30 this morning. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you for guiding me through all of this and so many other things. A lot of people to thank, and then a couple of personal remarks that will be harder than the thanks. So, Victor, Tina I affectionately call Mini-Me. She is truly remarkable, and she gets me. So, hey, what else can I say? My kids, flying off the stage. I wrote in a recent memo how the dinner I have with them is absolutely the highlight of my job, of the work I do. You keep me on the straight and narrow. You tell me what I'm doing right, you tell me what I'm doing wrong, and you guide me. And you have really been my partners in all of this. And you have so much to be proud of. I mean, just go on our website, and half the doctrines you informed. You really did. And as far as I'm concerned, you can take full credit and put them on your resume, and I'm good with that, because really, that's how I learned, and that's how we all learned. So thank you so much. Dr. Hardy learned a lot today. I learned a lot today, and I'm going to address that in my personal remarks. You crystallized some of my thinking, so thank you. And at my age, the crystals are usually not good, okay? It's not usually a good thing, but you put them in the right place, so thank you. Sue Smith, who's the executive sponsor, Data Guru, there she is. Sue is, I call her our Tsarina of data, but it's more than that. She's the one who's coined the phrase, who's better off, when we look at our programming and outcomes and how they affect our families on the level of race and ethnicity. And she is such a fierce protector and advocate. You will never know of our data and how it's used and how it can be subject to misuse. And she does it, she also has to share some responsibility for me, and so she comes in and very gently, Commissioner, and before you know it, she's got me. She's got me, and she's educated me so much about the dangers. And again, my earlier comment about the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions, and all the times that we want to partner and want to do good things, the dangers, the pitfalls that we are subject to along the way, so thank you. Bill Rivera, Director of Multicultural Affairs. Bill approached me in my early days at DCF, and he emerged as one of our long-standing champions of racial justice, so thank you, Bill. Jody Halili, Director of the Academy for Workforce Development. Did I get it right? Okay, thank you. Jody is someone whom I call when I want real, authentic input on what I need to do more of as the leader, and she gives it to me. Believe me, she is what I call, believe me, she is what I call the angel on my shoulder. She reminds me every day that our staff is our greatest resource. And I think I said something earlier in the day, you know how I said, usually if I leave somebody out or I do something and then I have to issue a commissioner's memo. And this morning I was thanking all of our partners and our providers and judges, and I made a reference and I said, you know, not the DCF workers, sort of suggesting that you have to be here. And I owe you an apology, because not only did you not have to be here, but you bring it. So if all of our DCF affiliates, staff can stand up and be recognized, I would very much appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't do your job for a day. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But truly, you have my utmost respect and admiration. And where's V? There she is, right in front of me. Glasses are a wonderful thing. They might be more useful if I had them on and not on my neck. Vanessa Durantes is a leader at the department. You all know that, and she's an inspiration to me, and particularly around this work, but not exclusively around this work. And I can't thank her enough for everything she does. So let's see, quickly, all the support staff, Dave Brennan, Liz Merrick, Pam Williams. I really do feel like I'm at the Academy Awards. I'm so sorry. Joette, where is she? There. Yeah, another one who very gently says, we need to do this, or you shouldn't do that, and what do you think? And she's very gentle in it. But she was instrumental in coordinating the details today with all of our friends at St. Joe's. So thank you. Kim Crocker, Greg Castro, say hello, wave, that's right. Thank you. And my fictive kin, Jen Augusti. Right? Really, who's also, we've had some early lessons. Well, I've had some early lessons. She's been a phenomenal teacher, because really, as two white Jewish women, she understood where I needed some help. So thank you. Thank you so much. Our SAC chairs, Liz Canada, Regina Moeller, thank you, thank you, thank you, and all the other members of the SAC. So, have I forgotten anybody, Elizabeth? No? Thank you. Actually, to Elizabeth's credit, of course, the name is here. Josh, thank you. Josh is my dinner companion every 3 months, and he brings the kids, and and I mean, not just physically. We've asked our youth to do a lot of very bold things, frankly, and Josh has really helped facilitate, and I think helped nurture, and been a great friend to them and to me. So thank you so much. So in conclusion, I'm incredibly proud of the progress that we've made as an agency. I will tell you my own personal story, just very briefly. I never felt privileged, and I know that probably sounds as stupid to you as it does to me, but I never did feel privileged from the standpoint of I was a criminal defense lawyer 40 years ago. There were no women. I was people said terrible things to me in courtrooms. There are books about gender bias that came out of the Gender Bias Task Force, and half the quotes are mine of things that lawyers said to me, judges said to me. I mean, so there was that. But more, something more internalized was as a Jewish woman who grew up in Crown Heights. Everybody had a tattoo because everybody had been a concentration camp survivor. So that was my experience growing up. And as opposed to learning to embrace that, people in my generation who grew up under those circumstances, we wanted to assimilate because being Jewish is what got us killed in Russia and Germany and throughout the world. And so it's not that we were ashamed, but we didn't broadcast. We didn't assimilate. We really just kept our heads down and as the stereotype goes, did our homework. My family only spoke English, even though, when we were around, even though they knew several other languages. You didn't do that. You spoke English, your children learned English, they spoke English, that was it. So growing up in that kind of a background, I really didn't feel privileged. And then, and even with the positions of power that I garnered over the course of my life, obviously being a judge, you make decisions controlling people's lives every day. Being a justice and making decisions that affected thousands of people every day. And I took that job extremely seriously, and I understood the power that those positions brought me, but I still didn't feel privileged. And I have to tell you, it was only when I came to DCF and I understood that the privilege was in being white did I really understand that. So, and I had a lot of good teachers. And so this has been a personal journey for me too. And the most important thing for me, though, is really not about my personal journey, but it's about our journey as an agency and as as one of many players in the lives of children, along with their lawyers and their judges and hospitals and educators and providers. And we're on this journey together, and your participation today, and not just you being here, but your active participation today, gives me great hope, great confidence that this is not just going to be about ideals. This is going to be about action, and we are not just, to quote Jody, espousing the theory. We're going to walk the walk, and we've started to do that. And I have every confidence that whether I'm in this position or somebody else is in this position, which is highly likely, that this work will continue because, to end where I started, we all own it. We all have to have a piece of it. We all have to think it, breathe it, understand it, wrestle with it. And most importantly, we owe it to them. We owe it to them. All of you in this room, all the youth in this room, and all the youth not in this room. We owe it to them. So thank you so much. It's really been a labor of love, and I look forward to the next step. So thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for being here.
This is what a little bit of improved communication can do. How many of you have an Alexa? How many have experienced frustration talking to Alexa? That's how some of us feel talking to each other. But when the Alexa works, isn't it wonderful? When we can talk to one another and Alexa understands and gives us what we want, isn't it wonderful?
And remember, when you watch, there are two things that have to happen for it to work. One is you have to be persistent in saying the same darn thing over until Alexa understands, and Alexa can't give up on trying to understand what's being said.
Alexa, play Baby Chair.
Baby chair. Explicit isn't included with Prime but is available with
Alexa.
Amazon Music.
Alexa, play Baby Chair. Alexa, play Baby Chair.
Sure, baby. Hold back by Say Anything on Amazon Music.
Alexa, Alexa, play Baby Chair.
Here's a sample of Baby Shark by Johnny Only on Amazon Music.
Alexa, play Baby Shark.
Baby Shark by Pink Flown, starting now on Amazon Music.
Safe travels and good night. Thank you.